Oh, amazing.
That's right, boys. I've got coffee this time.
Tasty.
Well, hello everyone. It's Aaron here from Aaron Does Art, and today I'm going to be drawing a evil-looking dragon to combat my heroic dragon. Because, I mean, every hero has to have their enemy, right? So that's what I'm going to be doing today. But before we get into that, I have a few shout-outs to make. So one of my favorite things to do on YouTube is to kind of support and help smaller channels grow, because I am a smaller channel myself. So I've got a few small channels right here that I want to shout out real quick. The first is Emrys Mayhem, and she does sort of Minecraft and PUBG gaming type videos, and they're quite entertaining. They have some good music to them, and I really like the style of them, and they're just kind of like world showcases or PUBG games, and the content that she has is very, very promising, so please go check her out. And the next is Jelly. Jelly is a very small YouTuber, and he's got 2 videos, and I've been subscribed to him for a while, and I don't know, his videos just entertain me, and hopefully they entertain you. If you want to go check him out, please do. And then finally, Jess Draws 14332. She has one video, and it is an art video, so of course I'm already on board. And the video is about monsters, so again, I'm on board because those are 2 of my favorite topics, drawing and monsters. So those 3 are the small YouTubers that I wanted to shout out, and but all of their content is extremely promising, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So their links will be in the description, but anyway, let's get on with the video. So for drawing this evil looking dragon, I want to make it look very clearly evil. So the heroic dragon had kind of like a strong chin and kind of like a smirk on his face, looked pretty heroic, and just looked like he would be the one to save someone. So this evil dragon, we're going to give him we're going to start with the snout instead of the horns this time, because, I don't know, pointed snouts like the one I'm about to draw always look really cool, and that's what I like to start with when I'm doing something like this. So we're going to draw kind of a curved line, and then a really, really sharp looking horn right here, and then we're going to bring it down and do kind of the same thing on the bottom, where you got kind of this look, and you'll see what that forms in a second, or if it's on the thumbnail, you've already seen it there. And then we're going to draw another spike here, and then bring up his head into the horns back here. So bring it out all the way, and then give him kind of like a spike, a long, sharp horn at the back. And then curve it off at the base to make it kind of look 3D-ish. And then we're going to give him another one under there. The same kind of process, just pretty small. And then another one, because why not? I always like to do art on the fly. I just kind of let my pencil go where it wants to go. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm just kind of figuring it out as I go. So we're going to give him a kind of like I don't know what you would call this. It's just like a point at the in the center of his jaw, or the top of his mouth, and then we're going to bring him into a frown. So we've got a sharp looking kind of beak, I guess, and it goes down into a frown. And then we're going to bring it up like this, and kind of try to make the curve of the bottom jaw match the top jaw. So when you have this curved line, try to make this curved line match it. And then we're going to bring up a spike right here, and it's a little bit sharper and smaller than the other one. And then we're going to bring up the bottom of the spike of the bottom jaw right here, and that kind of matches the one up here. And then we're going to put in his nostrils because we didn't do that already. So we're going to bring down his jaw like this into a spike, and then do kind of like the same thing that we did up here, but make it a little bit thicker, and then curve up here to show kind of like the line where his jaw stops and his neck begins. So when we finish that, we're gonna bring out the little piece of skin or flesh that would be kind of connecting the top and bottom jaw. And then we're going to bring in a little angry looking eye ridge and give him a nice evil looking angry eye. And if you want to, you can add in a little bit of shading behind the eye that would make him look kind of like darker, I guess. So then we're going to put in his teeth. I was gonna do tongue, but it would be smart to do teeth first. So we're just gonna draw like a massive amount of just super sharp, thin teeth, like that. So time lapse through this because this could take a little bit. Alright, so there we have his teeth. He's looking very, very menacing now. And then we're gonna put in his tongue, and then we're gonna try and make him look like he's drooling, which should just add like some more ferocity to him. Ferocity, that's a nice word. So bring in his tongue, kind of make it like a squiggly line, and then bring it up like this. So a squiggly line and then a big curve, or a sharper curve right here. And then bring it back down and follow the same line right underneath. And then draw another little piece right here to make the forked looking tongue. So there's our tongue, and it looks pretty cool. But now we're gonna start on the rest of the body, and then we're going to add in some final details at the end that make it look like he's drooling. So we're gonna do the same kind of process with the bottom of the neck that we did with the heroic dragon. So we're gonna have the neck muscle there, kind of have another little line just for form there, and then the top of the neck, I guess we'll do the same. But we're gonna make him look skinny at the waist, and so basically the only thing that's going to be actually like large on him is his chest, because he needs the large chest muscle in the middle for flying, because that's how it would work in real life if we had dragons, which would be absolutely amazing. So we're gonna do the same process. We're gonna bring down the center of his chest right in here, and then kind of curve it back up right there, and that adds his little, I forget what the muscle's called, but that's the little spot right there. And then we're going to put in his shoulders, and the arms are going to be kind of the same basic process as usual. So I'll time lapse through drawing the front legs. Alright, so there's his front legs. I did him in kind of a different pose than the heroic dragon, make him kind of look like he's lunging forward or something. And so now we're going to bring out the rest of his back. And for his back, I'm thinking we would do something a little bit different where he has kind of ridges along his back that are kind of like pointed and stuff. So we're going to try that. And so we're going to draw in his wings, and then along the rest of his back we're going to try those ridges. Wings, and you can see I added a little bit more of the tighter detailing, and also tried to make them bigger along this end and smaller along this end. And his wings are probably too small to be able to really lift his weight than they would need to be in real life, but of course this is our imagination. We can do whatever we want here. So for his back, I'm going to leave that for a second, and I'm going to draw out the rest of his lower body up until the leg portion. So we're going to bring it up and then back down for the little portion beside, or in the that would be right beside the thighs. And then for the back, we're going to try this little ridge thing that you can see I did a little bit of here, where he's got his he's got like an overlapping thing on the ends of his wings instead of a spike. So right here we're going to draw that. We'll draw a little point there, and then just a little thing like that. So it's kind of like that. It's just repeating the same pattern over and over across his back, all along it. And it really adds a really cool detail that I mean, it just looks cool. Like, doing that makes your drawing, like, at least in my opinion, I don't know what you guys think about it, but I hope you like it, and for me, it makes it look 10 times cooler. So we're going to draw in his back legs now, and then continue this process down to the end of his tail, hopefully. Alright, so there's his back legs. I did kind of a different looking pose of the back legs than I had done before, but I think that looks really cool. foot facing the camera is kind of facing, like, or the leg that's on the side that the camera's facing is facing toward, like the front is facing towards the camera, so that's kind of a different perspective that I haven't really done before, and so it was kind of interesting to do that new technique that I haven't really done, at least very often, and so that was pretty cool. And then I bent his toes, like super bent on this other foot, or not really super bent, but you get what I mean. To where it's like he's clawing to grab something, kind of like that, and it looks kind of menacing. So we're gonna try and do this pattern across his tail now, but it may not work out because I've done it before and the tail ends up being too thick and ends up being too long. So sometimes it just doesn't work out, and that's just the whole process of being an artist and all, because you just have to learn as you go. There's no point where you know everything about drawing or artistry in general. You have to always keep learning as you go, and there's always room for improvement. So we're going to keep trying this as we go down the tail, and if we need to, we'll stop it at some point, and yeah. Okay, that actually kind of looks pretty cool. So I tried to give him like a thin whip-like tail, so it kind of like he could spin around and like snap his tail at someone or something, probably a heroic dragon, and just kind of like just wreck them or like injure them really bad with his tail, and these spikes could probably do something in that where they like slice it up or stab it or something. So I think that would be a cool and that's a cool thought to have. So now we're going to start doing the final details. As you can see, the base dragon is pretty much done, but we're going to detail him up a little bit more than we did our heroic dragon, where we have kind of drool going on and maybe a few scars on his body and torso and stuff. So we're going to try that. So for the drool, that you want to have kind of thin strand that widens wherever you want it to touch. So if it touches on his other jaw, you want it to widen as it touches the bottom of the jaw here, and make it to where you draw it lightly so that you can kind of see through it, because drool is transparent already, or translucent at least. So that way it kind of represents real drool, I guess. So we're gonna try some off the end of his tongue right here, kind of as a little droplet, just kind of sticking out, maybe some flinging off the end. It looks pretty disgusting, I'd say. And then we're gonna do a little bit more on the other side of his tongue. So that makes him look way more ferocious than he already did. So now we're going to try some curved lines on his horn, give it a little bit more curve to it. And we're going to do that on all three, and just make them smaller as they go up to the tip. And it just kind of adds a curved aspect that adds more to it than this would have, than this little curve already would have. So we're going to draw the other horn at the back, and you only need this top horn because these two horns aren't showing at the top of his neck, or above his neck, so you wouldn't really need those. So now we're going to, just as a few final things, bring a little line across underneath these little ridge pieces add a little extra detail in this area. And then we're going to draw the rest of his ribs, and then maybe draw a couple lines here, because why not? And then draw some gills, and I think we might draw some spikes, just as the last thing, just some spikes on his shoulders, elbows, and knees to make him look just that more menacing. So let's do that. Alright folks, there we have it. There is our evil dragon, and I think that looks absolutely amazing. If you guys were following along, I hope yours looks amazing too. And please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you did enjoy. And also let me know, who do you think would win between our evil dragon and our heroic dragon? I'm curious on what your guys' thoughts are. And also don't forget about the links in the description to the channels I shouted out earlier. And with that, I think I'm going to be out. So subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you later.